You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday night. You know what time it is. It's the Ron Kelly Show, my peoples. And it's on blogtalkradio.com. We're on Facebook tonight, Facebook Live. We're on YouTube Live, of course, and we're on Twitter as well. So welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me on a Thursday. Boy, I tell you, I feel bad for the Ukrainian people, but wow. I mean, everywhere you look, what any other news is just taking a back seat to Ukraine and what's going on over there. It's just unbelievably unbelievable. But I want to thank everybody for joining me. I think Lynda Gallashaw will be a special co-host tonight. I believe that she will be with us a little bit later on in the program. But what I need to do is I need to take a quickie break. I know it's early. It's only 2 minutes past the hour. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with more. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. I think. And we are back, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Show, streaming live, broadcasting live on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube as well. Welcome and thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. And some of y'all can't handle the truth. Some of y'all cannot handle the truth. Some of y'all, not everybody, but some of y'all cannot handle the truth. You know, I got a lot to talk about tonight. In a story that we all kind of forgot about, the story of the young black woman, Lauren Smith Fields, from out of Connecticut, who was found dead in her apartment after she went out on a date with a white man, 37-year-old white man who they refused to identify. And so, you know, we remember, let me start with this. We remember what happened with Lauren Smith Fields. A lot of us have kind of forgotten about that. Lauren Smith Fields, who was the black woman who was found dead in her apartment after and I don't know how that happened, where she spent the night. She's 23 years old. 14 years younger than this white man who she met on Bumble. And they went out on a date, and somehow or another they got back to her apartment. And she died that night. And so the gentleman, whoever he is, don't want to call him a gentleman, says that he didn't know what happened, that he woke up and she was dead. And so he was never charged with her murder. He was never charged with her death. He was never, he didn't even have to go to the precinct. This is Lauren Smith Fields, young black woman, 23 years old. And we all Lauren Smith Fields, and we kind of all forgot about that. Lauren Smith Fields, who died after going out on a date with the white man. You know, and you remember Gabby Petito. You remember the story of Gabby Petito, worldwide situation. Gabby Petito is a young white girl who disappeared after going out on a date. I mean, she was with her fiance. And they were taking a little trip across America or something like that in a bus, Volkswagen bus, whatever it was. And we remember how big that story got, the Gabby Petito, huge story, Gabby Petito, how big that story got with her. And all the way to, as it turned out, the boyfriend or the fiance committed suicide somewhere out there in the bush. And so, you know, and that story was so big. It was huge with Gabby Petito. And now this story with Lauren Smith Fields is barely, you know, registering on the Richter scale. Now, Lauren Smith Fields, a young 23-year-old black girl, was found dead in her apartment following a dating app meetup with a 37-year-old white man. Okay. And the family of Lauren Smith Fields Lauren Smith Fields are still trying to get some justice for her, the 23-year-old African-American girl. It's just unbelievable. And see, we contribute, in some cases, we contribute to the stuff because because nobody, you see, when Gabby Petito was missing, it was a big deal. It was a big story all across America. Gabby Petito, young white girl who died, who disappeared, was later found to be dead. And then the boyfriend the boyfriend, fiance, was tracked all over the. Yeah, it was just a very big story with Gabby Petito, and if the Lauren Smith Fields is just so. I just don't get it. You know, she met up with this guy, and she was found dead in her apartment after she met up with a 37-year-old white guy. And the you know, and the report says that she was dead for at least an hour. Now, this man was in her apartment with her. I guess imagine he spent the night there, or whatever the case may be. And she was found in the apartment dead. Now, he was in there too. Now, they're saying that the white man says that he didn't know that he woke up and she was dead. And, you know, and the police declined to identify the man. You know, it's just unbelievable how these things happen, how the balance of black versus white, white girl disappears. It's a international story. The black girl dies in her own apartment, and there's somebody there. And the person was there that spent the night with her, was not charged, was not investigated, nothing. And then the Bridgeport, Connecticut Police Department did very little to try to find out what this guy's culpability was in this young girl's death. It's just, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But see, this is the balance, the racism that takes place, even in the racism that takes place in media. You know, this is part of the racism that takes place, because this Lauren Smith Fields story barely, you know, caused a ripple in the pool, but the Gabby Petito story was worldwide. It was worldwide. Everybody knew about Gabby Petito. But Lawrence Smith Fields, barely a whimper. Just unbelievable. Lawrence Smith Fields, you can look it up. She's 23 years old. She went out on a date with this guy. I don't understand why. She went out on a date with this 37-year-old white guy. They wound up at her apartment. I mean, those are some questions that may never be answered, but because I just don't understand that part. Nor do I understand the fact that she died and they didn't investigate the person that she was with that night. The prime number one suspect did not even get arrested or investigated or questioned or anything. Just, so it just shows you the racism, the imbalance of black reporting on black folks as opposed to reporting with white folks. It's just unbelievable. Lawrence Smith Fields. And we are part of, meaning black folks are a part of this, because nobody, because we didn't, when George Floyd was killed by the Minneapolis police officer, it was a worldwide thing. Because of the brutality, because of the video, because of the sadness of it all. That this man, people on the sidelines videotaping this man with his knee on George Floyd's neck, and so it was a worldwide reaction to what happened with George Floyd. But I think that what happens is a popular, quote unquote, popular happening with black folks is one that gets the most grease. Yeah, but Lawrence Smith Fields, black girl, didn't get nothing. There was hardly a whisper in the news media about Lawrence Smith Fields. Just unbelievable. But on the same token, there was hardly a whisper from us either, from black folks either, with this Lawrence Smith Fields. So we black folks should make more noise when it comes to these type of things, especially with the Lawrence Smith Fields. It was just incredible that she died in her own apartment with a man she met on Bumble, and he gets to walk away scot-free. Just unbelievable. Anyway, everybody, it's 13 minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Show. You know what time it is. And it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. So I know everybody's probably Ukrained out right now. I mean, feel sorry for the people. I feel so bad for the people. Putin is just an asshole, if I can say that on the radio, which I usually don't. And, but I mean, it's just so sad that those people were minding their business. And here comes Putin and blows up their homes and crashes into their territory. It seemed like it was a nice country. It wasn't a whole lot going on. It was westernized. And Putin decides he's going to send his army in 2022. You would think that, that we would be more civilized. You would think that the world would be a little bit more civilized in 2022. But apparently it's not. And I feel terrible for those people in Ukraine that are just being run. Now, can you imagine? You being run out of your house, you being run away from your neighborhood, you having to just grab whatever you can grab and leave. I mean, I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine having to with the clothes on my back and running for the border. I just can't imagine that. But that's what these people are going through right now. You know, families, children, you know, wives and children having to leave the husband behind because the husband wants to stay behind and fight the filthy Russians. And it's just unbelievable. It's unfathomable what's going on over there with those people. And folks have said, people have said to me, and I even put it on Facebook the other day about the end times. You know, is this it? Is this the beginning of the end times? You know, the chapter of the Bible, Revelations, it talks about this stuff, wars, famine, and men wanting to be women, women wanting to be men, people totally self-absorbed. And if you look around, all of that stuff is happening. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to be an advocate for the Bible or the advocate for the chapter of Revelations, the book of Revelations, but a lot of that stuff that's in that book is happening about right now. You know, a lot of it. And it's scary, especially when Putin said that he was going to put his nuclear weapons on high alert. Now, you know, somebody's going to use some weapons one day. You know, I just hope I'm not around to see it, but somebody is going to use those weapons one day. And I know we were the first ones to use them back in the 40s, used them against Japan, who ironically enough are our friends today after we blew them to smithereens, and they're our friends. But somebody is going to use those weapons one day. It may not be Russia. It might not be the United States of America, because other countries, Pakistan and other places have nuclear weapons too. They might not have as many as we do, but all you need is one. You know, we don't know if North Korea has them. So Iran, we're not sure about Iran having them. So we talk about, and I did see that Nikki, who just chimed in, Ukrainian people not allowing the Africans to. Now, I saw that. I saw that. I did see that. I was going to get to it, but I did see that. I did see that black folks. I didn't know black folks were in Ukraine, but black folks, Africans, black folks are not being allowed to leave Ukraine. And I saw the video of the black folks being pushed back and not being allowed to get on the train to leave Ukraine for Poland and some of the other, Lithuania, Latvia, some of the other NATO countries that are very close to Russia. And I saw that. You see, because racism, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, Nikki Totten. Doesn't matter. You know, racism is going to rear its ugly head no matter where you are. And it's going to rear its ugly head no matter where you are. You know. And yeah, I did see that, and it was very disturbing to see that black folks were being shoved back and not being allowed to leave Ukraine. It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. But you see, now, how many people do you know who even mentioned that? How many people? Nikki Totten is the only person that I know who actually mentioned that. Because a lot of this stuff just flies over black folks' heads. And I'm not, trying to attack black folks, but a lot of this stuff just kind of and we just kind of get used to it. We get used to death and destruction in our neighborhoods. We get used to kids dropping out of school and all this stuff. We get used to some of this stuff. But yeah, I did see that, but not a lot of us, kind of just shrug it off. Like, oh, well, what the hell? A lot of us just shrug this stuff off. Anyway, it's 20 minutes past the hour. Time to take a break. We'll take a break. Blah, blah, blah. We'll take a break and we come back. Got a lot to talk about tonight, and I'll try to get to everything. Squeeze it all in, I should say, before the program ends. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back with more of the show. It's the Ron Kelly Show, incidentally, and it's on blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Everybody, it's that time of the year once again. And if you're looking to get your taxes done with that personalized touch, then go on over to somebody I trust, and it's a sponsor of the Ron Kelly Show. My tax preparer, Arenaz's Tax Service. Arenaz's Tax Service is your tax specialist. And unlike those big assembly line tax preparers who grab you by the neck and shove you out the door, Arenaz's Tax Service will answer all your questions to give your tax returns the attention that they deserve. Located at 424 Lakeview Avenue in Clifton, New Jersey. You can give them a call, 862-238-7548. That's 862-238-7548 or 201-888-8011. That's 201-888-8011. And when you do, make sure you tell Jose that you heard about it right here on the Ron Kelly Show, and so you can receive your special discount. Arenaz's Tax Service is your new tax preparation specialist. Now, you know how fast that time goes. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Next thing you know, it's April 15th, and you're scrambling around trying to find somebody to do your taxes, or you wind up being late. So make sure that you holler out to my tax preparer. It's Arenaz's Tax Service. Lakeview Avenue in Clifton, New Jersey. Okay. But that was a good point, Nikki, talking about the Ukrainian people not allowing the Africans to leave. Like I said, the racism is everywhere. You can't be, even in Ukraine of all places, you would think that maybe, I would think that in some areas, not that there is no racism, but it's less prevalent than it is like here in the United States. But I guess not. 23 minutes past the hour. Wow. Interesting. So, yeah. So, get myself together here. Okay. Yeah. So I think that sometimes it's just a shame. It's just a shame that these people. So who was it that was pushing them back? Was it the Pole? Was it? It had to be the Ukrainians because it was happening on this side of the border. So it had to be the Ukrainians that were pushing the black folks back. Bunny McKnight, my brother from another mother, says they don't love us in any country. Sadly enough, Bunny McKnight, that's truth. That's truthful. Now, Nikki Totten says Newark has suspended the license of Lukoil gas stations because of their affiliation with Russia. And see, now those gas stations are, and I did read that somewhere. Those gas stations, there's only two of them, by the way. I mean, I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. But those two gas stations are franchises of Lukoil. They're franchises. So I don't know what that's gonna, I don't know what that is going to, what an effect that's going to have. It's mostly symbolic. That's symbolism, because I don't see where those two gas stations being closed. It's just reactionary. Bunny McKnight says he doesn't feel sorry for any other country. Well, you know what? I agree with you, Bunny McKnight, that it's hard to feel sorry for other countries when so much is happening to us here. But those getting back to those gas stations, that's Those were symbolic moves, you know. And there's been a lot. There has been some. When you look at the Black community, Black folks, and you know, in America, there's been a lot of symbolism, you know, like the NFL, for example. The owners, you know, Art Rooney, who was the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, created the Rooney Rule. Now, the Rooney Rule says that the Rooney Rule says that when there's a vacancy, a head coaching vacancy, that the team owners, GMs, whatever, are required to. The team owners are required to interview at least 2 African American candidates. Now, can they say they have to hire a Black person? Well, you can't say that. You know, despite what we see and what we know, you can't force anybody to hire somebody that they don't want. But, you know, you see on the back of the helmets this year, in racism and all of this stuff in the NFL, you know, all of these little goody two-shoes commercials and pull at the heartstrings of folks. And out of the 9 people, or the eight or 9 head coaching vacancies that opened up in the NFL this year, this offseason, 1 person was hired. 1 Black person was hired. So there's a lot of symbolism. You know, we fall for this stuff. We fall for the okie doke with the symbolism of things that they do. Like the Martin Luther King holiday, for example. We fought for that. Arizona was the last state in the union that finally gave in and allowed and began to honor the great Dr. Martin Luther King's holiday. But there's a lot of symbolism, and there's a lot of stuff. We fall for this stuff, like Juneteenth being a holiday. All right, we fall for the okie doke. You know, we fall for this stuff. The flag raisings and all of this stuff, and then we still get treated like shit. We still get treated like crap. Anyway, despite these things, now we had a Black president for 8 years, Barack Obama. You know, racism, I mean, it didn't change anything. Now we have Kamala Harris, who's a Black woman, who's the vice president of the United States of America. If for some reason Joe Biden doesn't wake up tomorrow, Kamala Harris will be the president of the United States. But what does it change? You know, what do these things change? What takes place? What gets better? I can tell you myself, nothing. We have Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver. I like Sheila Oliver. She's cool with me. I have no problem with her. But so we have a Black lieutenant governor, Black woman lieutenant governor, the first lieutenant governor ever, Black woman in the state of New Jersey. I believe there was a white woman. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, but what happens? See, because these things are, because, we kind of like giving a dog a biscuit. Here you go lay down somewhere. Yeah, okay, yeah, you got a Black president now. Mitch McConnell even said himself that they paid us, the white folks have paid us back. Mitch McConnell, who was the leader of the Senate, not the majority leader, he's just the Senate leader, said, and he said, you had Barack Obama, all right, now go, get lost. That's what he said. Because these are the things, these are little trinkets that are handed out to us, but they don't change nothing. Now we're going to have a Black, we already had a Black, at least I thought we did, had a Black Supreme Court Justice, Clarence Thomas. Now we're going to get a Black woman. It looks like we're going to get a Black woman to be this Supreme Court Justice. But what does it change, though? They toss us these things. Joe Biden is good for this. Because I saw a video, now I don't know if it's been doctored or whatever, but I saw a video of Joe Biden saying the N-word a whole bunch of times. on the Senate floor. Now, it could be doctored. I don't know, because, people, the technology today, you can make anybody look like they're doing anything. But these are the things that, we fall for this stuff. We fall for this. Oh, Juneteenth is a holiday. So what? So what? What does it change? How does it make, how does it make things better for the Black person in America with these things? Black History Month, Juneteenth, Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, everybody's off. White folks be taking off too. Where I work at, there's mostly white people, and they line up to be off on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. But they could care less about the Black experience in America. But these are the things that we fall for this stuff, We fall for this stuff. We got a Black this, we got a Black that, we got a Black other. We had the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, was a Black man. And what did it change? It didn't change nothing. So all of these things that happen, and they don't change anything. Now, is that because nothing changes, or is it because we don't change? Nikki Totten says, "To the united we stand, divided we fall. We are one race who stays divided." I have to agree with that, because it's like I said, these little trinkets, these little dog biscuits. Here, go lay down on you, in the corner somewhere, and this is what happens with us. Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday was a holiday. Okay, all right, we got it. And then we walk away, and what happened? Bunny McKnight says nobody else celebrates a history month, Jews or whites, because their history is worse than our history. Their history is worse than our history. Well, I agree with that to a degree. That because Black folks were never in control of anything. And Black folks never, we never had the power that some of these other people have had, Jews or white people. And Black folks have never set upon a race of people like we were set upon, like Black folks were set upon, brought here in cargo holds, no bathrooms, no nothing, brought here in a hold of the cargo ship where it's like 1,000 degrees down there, no bathroom, so people just go to the bathroom wherever they're at, so if you're underneath somebody, you go catch it. And dragged here, brought here by white folks, seized upon, had our wives. White man would take your wife, come out and get your wife, take her into his bed and have his way with her, and she couldn't say nothing, you couldn't say nothing. Just, oh my God. Steve Mayrant, my brother, says he calls it the pacifier effect. And that's 100% correct, Steve Mayrant. 100% correct. That they keep handing us pacifiers, we keep sucking on them, and we just keep letting this stuff. It's just ridiculous. Because we're not advocating for real change. Because white people can change. White people can change. White folks can, even with the laws we have out now and some of these things, white people can change. It's 100% right, Steve Maybrand. I agree with you 100,000%. Nikki Totten says, example, the protest at Somerset Mall when Al Sharpton came to speech. The local activists came to counteract and called him an opportunist. I wonder why and who put them up. Oh, Somerset, that area down there, Bridge, forget it. Forget it. See, because because racism is alive and well in the United States of America. You can put you can have as many little commercials, and all month some of the TV shows, some of the TV stations had the little ditty about A&E, and some of these other TV stations had a little 30-second post about Black History Month. What the hell what do we need Black History Month for? What do we need it for? What do we need Black History Month for? What is the purpose of Black History Month? Nobody else has only a month where they celebrate their achievements. Nobody, only us. Like we only, our accomplishments was only worth 28 days out of the year. Black folks' accomplishments in this country. I'm 100% against a Black History Month. And you can say what you want. I'll listen to you. But I'm 100% against Black History Month because it serves no purpose. The NAACP is so outdated. The NAACP is useless right now. The Urban League, National Action Network, a lot of these places, it's just wow. Bunny McKnight says our accomplishment should be year-round period. Yeah, but you see, Bunny McKnight, we Black folks, we contribute to this nonsense. We stand, go downtown, whatever town you live in, Newark, Jersey City, whatever, Des Moines, Iowa, some of the places with the Ron Kelly Show, where you would not believe people listen to the Ron Kelly Show. And you go down there, putting on the kufi, what is it, the what do you call that material that the Africans wear? People wearing dashikis, people going downtown wearing dashikis, standing outside, waiting for a flag raising. What the hell is a flag raising going to do to help the situation of the Black people in the United States of America? Nothing. What is Black History Month? Does it make the Black experience in America better? No. Does Martin Luther King's birthday? Now, I agree to Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. I'll take that one back. I agree to Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday should be celebrated because Dr. Martin Luther King was one of a kind. There was nobody like him before him, and there'll be nobody like him after him. 50-something years later, 54 years later, after the death of the great Dr. Martin Luther King, nobody has come close. Nobody has come close to to making a difference, to making a real difference the way Dr. Martin Luther King did in his time. But the rest of this stuff, Black History Month, the NAACP, National Action Network, all of this nonsense, what is it doing to change the Black experience in America? Nothing. So what do we just keep our mouths shut now? It's January, it's March 3rd, I think, today. And so we just keep our mouths shut now and Black History Month is over. So don't say nothing else about Black History. Give me a break. Nikki Totten says it's to satisfy some people, not realizing that history is 365 days a year. Our history has been changed to benefit America. Yeah. It's just unbelievable. Just oh my God. So you can say what you want to say about me. I've been doing this radio show for a while. I've been called the worst. And what? But I'm going to say what I think. I'm not going to people please. I'm going to say what I think I need to say. And all of this stuff, we had Black presidents, Black vice presidents, Black this, Black that, Black Supreme Court justice, Black mayor of New York City, all these firsts when it comes to Black people. What did it change? Not a damn thing. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come right back with more of the show, everybody. So just hold on to your hats. We'll be back in a moment with more. It's the Ron Kelly Show. And if you can't handle the truth, I'll save it for after the break. We'll be right back with more of the Ron Kelly Show. All right, everybody. And as you well know, the Ron Kelly Show is being powered by Amica and Porterfield Transportation for 41 years. Amica and Porterfield Transportation has provided safe, clean, reliable transportation to and from your destination. Amica and Porterfield Transportation provides service to schools, churches, and medical transportation as well. Licensed to operate, not just in the state of New Jersey now, licensed to operate by the state of New Jersey, but they are able to go anywhere in the United States of America. Their late model fleet of buses and vehicles will make sure you get to and from your destination safely, and their courteous drivers will see to your needs during your transportation experience. They're located at 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey. And they also rent party buses as well. So if you want to have a party bus, you can contact them about that as well. It's 908-653, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Or you can email them and they will promptly respond. It's amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. That's amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. Now, let me get back to these. So you're listening to the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on everywhere you get your podcast. Okay, Bunny McKnight says our accomplishments should be year-round. Yes. But see, y'all, some of y'all, I'm picking on black people and all of this stuff, and why am I so hard on black people? And some of y'all say that, and I mean, I hear you, but come on, this is not going to be no easy job. This is going to be a tough job. And see, people say I'm being hard on black folks. I'm not being hard on black folks. I mean, I'm just not sugarcoating nothing. I'm not putting the powdered sugar on the stuff that I say. I'm going to say it the way it needs to be said. Okay. Nikki Time says, okay, yeah, I read that one already. Steve Mayman says, my former job had an Afrocentric day. And I said, I wish I would dress up to parade around here to make y'all feel better. Yeah. And then and they think that wearing, and they think that, putting blackface on is, and they think that wearing blackface is okay. They think that wearing blackface is okay. And it's not okay. Bunny McKnight says our ideas and way of life are stolen every day and changed to make others look like we are weak. See, which I agree with you, Bunny McKnight. See, but the problem is we allow this stuff to happen. Somebody got to get shot in order for us to, like I talked about the Lauren Smith Fields, 23-year-old black girl goes out on a date with a white man, wakes up dead, and the white man says, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. The police are lackadaisical about it doing their investigation. So Lauren Smith Fields goes, whatever. Breonna Taylor, one of the cops that he was the only one that was brought up on any charges, and the charges had nothing to do with Breonna Taylor's death. The charges were because he shot into somebody else's apartment. Gets off scot-free today. I don't know if y'all saw the news, but Brian Hankinson, who was one of the police officers who shot into Breonna Taylor's house, could have been the killer. Gets off scot-free. And I don't know why they even charged him about going in somebody else's house. It's just so ridiculous. They charged him for shooting into somebody else's apartment, not Breonna's, somebody else's apartment, the next door neighbor. And of course, he got off scot-free. You see, we somebody give us a lollipop and we take it and we run away. You know how the kids, like Steve Mayrant said earlier about the pacifier. See, somebody gives us a pacifier Hey, now you got a black president. Like I said, Mitch McConnell said, okay, yeah, don't worry about reparations now. You got a black president. You've been paid in full. I mean, I nearly fell out of my chair when he said that. And not just that he said it, but he felt that he felt like he could get that off. And you know what? He did, because nobody talked about it. Nobody. This man said, he said, you got Obama. That's your reparations. Now go about your business. Just unbelievable. You see, we allow this stuff to happen. We allow this stuff to happen. Let me just say this: 14 minutes before the show was over, that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, the parent company of the Ron Kelly Show, and are not those of my advertisers or anyone who supports me here on the Ron Kelly Show. Yeah, see, but the thing is, we allow this stuff. See, we some of us, I got a very smart audience, because my audience does, my audience is in tune with what's going on in the United States of America. So I appreciate you guys. I don't have too many people who come on here and don't know what the hell they're talking about. But we allow this stuff. We allow this stuff. We allow this stuff to happen. And then some of the black media people get on MSNBC, whatever, and they talk about, boy. I mean, give me a break. A lot of this stuff that's going on in the United States of America right now with black folk, we allow this stuff to happen because a lot of us, I still watch football, even though I know many of the owners are racist, I still watch football. So I'm contributing to a racist. I don't go to football games, but I'm still a viewer. Yeah. Even though the 32 white men who own these teams, many are racist, and these are old white dudes. These are not. There's nobody under 60, in the ownership of the NFL. There's nobody like under 60. So a lot of these people grew up in the some 60s, some of them was in their 70s, and they grew up during that time, the Jim Crow and black fountain, white fountain, and you can't sit at the lunch counter at Woolworths, and black bathroom, white bathroom, in the black section, black waiting room, white waiting room. A lot of these owners grew up during that time. They grew up during that time. So they're like, and they look at today and they say, hey, we did a lot. We changed a lot. Hey, look what we did for you Negroes. Nikki Totten says, good luck with them giving all black people justice that are killed wrongfully by cops. 1 or 2 is enough. But white folks, y'all talk about I'm beating up on black white folks, even though they were wrong, even when for example, when the white folks will come out and they will, like, for example, with the mask mandate. Now, many of the metropolitan areas where a lot of people live, many of them are dropping the mask mandates. But during that time, white folks were coming out. They were going to the meetings. They were going to the school board meetings. And like I said, they were wrong. The way they were acting, they were wrong. But for what they were doing was right. I mean, they were wrong for their actions were wrong, like threatening people and that kind of stuff. That was wrong. But see, the white folks, when they don't like something, they come out, and it don't have to be about somebody dying. It don't have to be nothing drastic and dramatic like it has to be for us. It can be something as small as the mask mandate. Like what they did and I'm not advocating for any of this stuff, but what they did up north, for example, when when they blocked off that bridge. See, we kind of sit around and and we don't. A lot of times we don't do anything about some of this stuff. See, because when you allow somebody to, when you giving somebody carte blanche to do whatever they want, what do you think they're gonna do? So we don't. You see, y'all say I'm banging on black people. I'm not banging on black people. I just think that we should be doing more. We should be doing more. And I don't think that we're doing enough to change the dynamics, to change the dynamics of what's going on in the United States of America. Nikki Totten says they won't get hosed. Big difference. Now, I personally have not seen anybody get hosed. I didn't see anybody from the George Floyd get hosed. I didn't see anybody. I have yet to see. I mean, only time I see somebody get hosed is like before I was born. I don't see anybody getting hosed. So do we not go because we're going to get hosed? What if Dr. Martin Luther King, who knew he was going to die, he knew somebody was going to kill him, but he went out there anyway. He knew he was going to die. When he did his the March on Washington speech, and he said, "Hey, I know I may not be here with you," and he knew he was going to die. He knew see, Dr. Martin Luther King actually made a difference. He made a difference. Jesse Jackson couldn't inspire people the way Dr. Martin Luther King did. Malcolm X, Reverend Al Sharpton could not never even come close to inspiring people the way Dr. Martin Luther King did. Because there wasn't no Dr. Martin Luther King show. He wasn't on TV unless he was talking about us. So yeah. So Nikki says it's a figure of speech. See, because we need to. I just don't think we're doing enough. I don't think that we're doing enough to make a difference in this country. And I get it that most people are just, trying to keep their head above water, and and I get that. That folks are trying to just keep their heads above water. I get that. But yeah, it's we need to do more. We need to do more. We need to speak out more. Because a lot of us don't even know about some of the things. A lot of us didn't even know that man got off, that police officer, the one who shot Breonna Taylor. There were so many bullets flying. And then we had the other young man. Who just got killed. It was on the couch. Young boy was on the couch. On the couch. And he had a gun that was legal, that he owned, was licensed, and he had a license to carry the gun. A mere lock. And they come crashing through his door. Well, they didn't crash through the door. They had a key. They got a key from somewhere. Who knows? No knock warrant, which I thought that the mayor of Milwaukee, I was under the impression that he stopped people from having, police officers from having no knock warrants. And the boy, now, if I wake up and there's people in my house, anybody supposed to be in my house? So if I wake up and somebody's in my house, yeah, I'm going to grab my gun. Yes, absolutely. Because I'm just waking up. I'm disoriented. I have no idea what's going on. And my first thought is to protect myself. And so, and then he's dead. A man locked. Nobody saying nothing. Nobody, there's no protests about a man locked. I mean, we got to do more. You see, because we give the people the impression, we give the white folks the impression that we're okay with this stuff. We can do what we want because they're not gonna. They'll be watching Stars or Tyler Perry or something. They won't. They probably won't even know what we did. And that's the way they think about us. Like we're clueless. That we don't even know what's going on. And in some cases we don't. It's 3.5 minutes before the hour. In a lot of cases we don't. So if you think I'm being hard on black people, okay, fine. You can get that. But I think that we should be doing more. Because if you keep allowing people to treat you however they want to treat you, they're never going to stop. You know, if I tell you what, if the black football players just all came together and say, we're not playing no more. The 2022 season is canceled until they start hiring more black coaches. I bet you they start hiring them because the NFL is $1 billion business and we have control. I mean, for example, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business and it is nothing without the black players. The NFL is nothing without black players. Nothing. Defenses, you see defenses, all black people. There might be one white person. No. On offense, the wide receivers, the running backs, black. And the offensive linemen mostly are white. So if black players in the NFL say, we ain't playing no more until you start hiring, until you start doing the right thing, we're not playing anymore. I bet you that the owners of the teams in the NFL would start hiring black coaches. They would have no other choice. Because the NFL without black players is hockey, basically. And, you know, nobody really watches hockey. Nikki Totten says, before we go, Nikki Totten says they give these black activists to go in these poor communities to brainwash people. Yeah. And see, we shouldn't be so easily brainwashed. You know, we shouldn't be so easily brainwashed. We should know when we're being, when somebody's trying to play us. We should know. It's just ridiculous. But you're right, Nikki. That's part of it. That's part of it. Because these people, what happens is they change once they get into the spotlight, the Reverend Al's. And I like Reverend Al. Don't get me wrong. I respect Reverend Al for what he has done for the black community. However, whatever he's done, I respect him for even being out there. But people change once they get to TV shows and the radio shows. They change. They don't say the same stuff that they used to say. You know, so I'm not banging on black people. I just think we should do more. Anyway, it's 27 seconds left before the show is over, everybody. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you to people on Facebook. Thank you to the Twitter folks and on YouTube as well. We'll see you back here next Thursday for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. And I like to say that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And we may not have it all together, but together, my people, we can have it all. Thank you so much. I think I'm done.